This is a Seagull S6 guitar. Seagulls are made by Godin. The S6 is played by a few notable musicians, I guess notable. The only ones I've ever heard of are Pepino D'Agostino and James Blunt, but apparently they're not uncommon. This guitar, though, had a little run-in with a bicycle, and the bicycle won. So we've got a crack here, quite a hole there, crack here, a crack here. Okay, looking inside of the guitar with our scope, we can see a crack on this brace, which is over here, and then also the brace is separated from the top of the guitar right there. So that's going to take some gluing. Around. That brace actually looks like it's intact.
Yeah.
I think right at the X, at the joint there's...
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's some separation and a crack right there.
Yeah, which
I don't know.
You can see these two cracks on the soundboard, so obviously things got pushed in there.
Are those cracks visible on the camera? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that one certainly is.
Can you see it up there?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Good.
And then we've got this compression thing, of course. Maybe a pedal or a handlebar went into the top of the guitar there. So I don't know, we're either going to maybe talk to the owner about putting on a big pick guard, or if he's not interested in that, I'm not sure what we'll do, but we have to put something here. I forgot to mention this is a left-handed guitar, so down here is actually right where his pick or fingers would come to rest after strumming the strings. So we really can't leave that hole there. The owner is not too concerned about cosmetics, just wants it functional, and because it's a lefty, it's kind of rare, so he thought it would be worth fixing it up rather than just scrapping it and getting a new guitar. So we've got some gluing to do.
Yeah, I think first thing we'll do is do the internal bracing.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we'll figure out the hole, talk to the owner, and see whether or not he'll consider a pick guard. I think that would solve a lot of problems. Mm-hmm. Even if we backfill that hole, putting a pick guard on it would help cover up the damage.
Yep. We'll have to cleat these couple of big cracks.
Right.
Well, this one's going to be tough because the kerfing is right there, but at the ends we can cleat it, and this one, many cleats.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's take the strings off and get going.
So we're troubleshooting this X brace, which has a crack in it, and part of it is separated from the top of the guitar. And when we push on the top, you can hear this creaking sound.
Needs oil.
Yeah, it needs oil. So one of the questions we had was, is that creaking coming from where the X braces overlap, which is sort of in this area, or is it just from the crack and separation from here? So what we're going to do is place a clamp on the brace right at the end of it, or as close as we can get. And then we're going to press on this, and you can hear that squeaking went away. And that suggests that most of the failure is down here in this area of the X brace, rather than where it crosses with its partner.
Right. And I was worried for a minute that maybe some of the lower, one or two of the lower legs of the brace might be separated from the top, but now I don't think so.
No, it doesn't seem to.
It feels quite solid.
Right. So I think what we were feeling and flexing in this part of the guitar was really a product mostly of the failure of that particular X-brace, which is fairly catastrophic. It's a big fail.
Interesting though, because I mean it looks like the main damage was right here. So I would have thought that this part of the X-brace was the part that was going to get all broken up, but it's not.
No.
This one.
Yeah, it really for some reason got radiated out into this. Of course, we weren't present for the
incident.
But and so maybe things were at angles or whatever, or perhaps this just wasn't as great of an initial glue.
Yeah, could be.
But that's interesting that it cracked along it, which suggests that the glue to the soundboard was solid enough for the brace to crack along its length.
Well, if you look at the brace itself, well, that one looks better. Some of this brace over here is more flats on than quarters on.
Right, yeah, they didn't necessarily select the best woods.
It's going to be more likely to
split. So it may have just been the nature of the wood
to
some degree. Here, let me pop this out of the way for you.
Okay, so let's squirt some glue in there and clamp it.
Right, so we have an angiocath, looks like this, and we will load this up with some glue. We're going to use yellow glue because it has a little bit more volume to it than high glue does. High glue flows nice, but if you don't get an absolutely perfect match, you don't get as good a grip, or at least that's our concern. So we're going to use yellow glue, and we'll pump it into that crack and along the point where it comes in contact with the soundboard.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually line up with the crack. Yeah, there you got it. So I'm just going to put a few dabs of glue along the crack, and then I'll reach in with my hand and kind of work that glue into the seam of the crack.
So you're doing both the cracked brace and where the brace is supposed to be glued to the soundboard.
Right. Well, yes. Right now I'm just putting it into the crack in it, but now I'm working some glue along the seam line too.
Yeah.
There we go. Alright, I've got some glue in there.
Okay.
I'm going to take my fat finger and reach in there and see if I can shove some of that glue around a little bit. Once I get the glue pushed into the cracks a little bit, then we'll pump the instrument, the soundboard,
paper towel
to see if we can work the glue further underneath the brace.
It is a convenient place for a brake rather than the lower leg of the X.
Yes, that would.
That's much more of a pain when you have to do that.
I'm going to just put a little bit more glue in there.
So altogether you've gushed in about 2 cc's of glue.
Yeah. Let's see.
Which is not a lot.
Oh, and it seems to be going away mostly. Like it's going into the cracks and such.
Good.
So that's good news.
So let's
Why don't we go in and take
use the scope and see if we can see it coming out the other side.
There you go.
You want to flex it a couple times first?
Sure.
To do a little squeezing action.
Something must be going because the squeak went
Oh
away.
yeah. You can hear that
Yes.
tacking up.
And you can see the glue
In
under
both places.
Yeah, where it's oozing out in the space between the brace and the soundboard.
Yep.
So
Sorry, I keep moving it around.
No.
Okay, well,
Work first, picture second.
yeah.
So I think we've got some glue in there.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll reach in now with a paper towel and just swab away some of the excess glue that's,
Yeah, and then we can.
and then we're gonna put a clamp on it.
The other one right there. Let's just have one last look.
There we go.
There's some squeeze out for sure.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's not. Yeah, it goes all the way out to the edge. So I think we're good.
And that's how it's done.
Nothing to it.